Hi everyone, very good afternoon and welcome back to CGB Mentors. So as you all guys were asking for that there should be questions on Ministry of MSME related schemes, right? So we are going to start with that, okay? And in this PDF, whatever questions I'll be able to discuss in the next 40 to 45 minutes, that I'll be discussing over here. And if you are a paid course member, so these questions along with the other questions would be uploaded in your top 100 MCQs tab in our course, right? So I request you, tomorrow there would be no class because obviously your examination is day after tomorrow, so there is no sense. So these questions will be uploaded on your course tab, right? Top 100 MCQs. Please go and see these questions, not just these questions, but there will be another other questions as well, right? And at least in this PDF, whatever I'll be able to discuss in this class, I will be discussing that. Apart from that, for additional questions, do not forget to check your course tab, right? With that, let us start question number 1. So question number 1 is a basic question that asks about Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program PMEGP. It was launched in 2008 by merging which two particular schemes? कौन सी दो schemes को merge किया गया था? Right? So A is Prime Minister's Rozgar Yojana, Rural Employment Generation Program, Rozgar Yojana Micro Units Development, and Rozgar Yojana, Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana, Rural Employment Generation Program, and all these options are there. Out of this, the correct option is option A, right? आपका correct option क्या है? Option A. So it was started in 2008 by merging the Prime Minister's Rozgar Yojana along with the Rural Employment Generation Program, right? So please remember that. What were the schemes that were merged in order to start this particular scheme? Now next is, again it's an easy question. They are asking you which of the following is the nodal implementation agency. इनमें से कौन सी is your nodal implementation agency for the PM Employment Generation Program at the national level? Is it SIDBI? Is it NABARD? It is KVIC, Ministry of Rural Development, State Industries Development Corporation. Now the point of confusion for you might arise because they are asking you which of the following is implementing agency, right? Just wait for a second. Yes. They are asking you which of the following is the implementing agency. So you might be confused between the SIDBI and the KVIC. So if you have read the document properly, अगर आपने properly document पढ़ा होगा, in that particular case you will be able to answer it. It is around your KVIC, Khadi and Village Industries Commission. Always remember, PMEGP is implemented by Khadi and Village Industries Commission. It is a statutory organization under the Ministry of MSME. ठीक है, statutory organization है, and the state levels you will see state KVIC directorates or state Khadi and Village Industries boards who are implementing this particular scheme, जो इस scheme को implement कर रहे हैं, right? So always remember, whenever they are asking about the implementing agency, tick the KVIC. Now next question they are asking you, what is the maximum admissible project cost under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program for setting up new units in the manufacturing sector? So this is the first stage of funding that they are talking about. ठीक है, ये पहला stage है. After that, one more stage will come for the upgradation purposes. But always remember, in the question given, always look out for what they are asking, right? So over here they are saying that what is the maximum admissible project cost if we are talking about setting up new units? अगर हम नई units को set up करने के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं for the manufacturing sector, because there are different limits for the manufacturing sector and the services sector, right? So your correct answer over here would be 50 lakhs. So if you are going to set up new micro enterprises, the maximum project cost is 50 lakhs in manufacturing. That is would be given to you under the PMEGP, or the maximum project cost that is permissible under PMEGP. And when I talk about the services sector, the limit is 20 lakhs. We'll talk about the upgradation part also. हम upgradation part के बारे में भी बात करेंगे. Now, which of the following is not an eligibility requirement for for availing the assistance under the PMEGP for upgradation of existing units. If you are somebody who wants to upgrade the existing units, right, so which one of the following is not an eligibility requirement? इनमें से कौन सी आपकी eligibility requirement नहीं है? That's what they are asking. Let us have a look. So subsidy under PMEGP must be adjusted after a 3-year lock-in period. Okay. First loan under PMEGP, REGP or Mudra must be successfully repaid. Unit must be profit making with good turnover growth potential. Unit must employ at least 25 workers at the time of application, and modernization or technology upgradation should be possible in the unit. What do you think should be the correct answer? What do you think should be the correct answer? They have asked you which of one of the following is not the eligibility condition. So all the other options are correct, but this is wrong. There is no such condition like this that you should have employed at least 25 workers. ठीक है, कम से कम आपके 25 workers होने चाहिए. ऐसी किसी भी तरीके की कोई condition नहीं है. ठीक है. So let's have a look onto the conditions. So if you want to upgrade your existing PMEGP or Mudra unit, margin money, whatever subsidy you have claimed under the PMEGP, has to be successfully adjusted on the completion of lock-in period of 3 years, right? You first loan that you have taken must have successfully been repaid. जो आपने लोन ऑलरेडी लिया था, क्या आपने उसको रीपे कर दिया है या फिर नहीं किया है? Apart from that, obviously, why we will provide you more funding if you are not profit making and you do not have a good turnover or potential for growth. So you should be having a potential for growth, you should be having the good turnover. If that is the case, we are going to allow you funding. ठीक है, हम आपको funding देंगे. Next is, what is the maximum permissible project cost for upgrading of existing PMEGP units in the manufacturing sector? You remember the first one we talked about first time funding, right? For the first time funding. And over here what we are talking about, यहाँ पे हम किसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं? हम बात कर रहे हैं आपके मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर के upgradation के बारे में. If there is something that you are eyeing for the upgradation of existing units in the manufacturing sector, in such a situation, what is the maximum permissible project cost? 25, 50, 2 crore, 75 lakhs, 1 crore. Do not mark 50 lakhs by any chance. 50 lakh mark mat karna aap. The correct answer is 1 crore. Please have a look onto this. So second loan for upgrading existing units, right? Categories of beneficiaries, what shall be the beneficiary contribution and what is the rate of subsidy that would be provided? So beneficiary shall contribute 10%, rate of subsidy is 15%, and for northeastern region and hill states it's 20%, right? Manufacturing sector के upgradation के लिए maximum permissible project cost is 1 crore. Out of that, the beneficiary has to contribute how much? 10%, right? And if I talk about the maximum subsidy, so the maximum subsidy is going to be 15 lakh, but in the northeastern states and hill states, it is going to be 20 lakhs, right? And banks are going to provide the balance amount of the total project cost as a term loan. If I talk about service sector upgradation, so the maximum project cost allowed is 25 lakhs. Maximum subsidy would be 3.75 lakh in case of service sector, and for the northeastern region and hill states, it is going to be 5 lakhs, right? These are all the conditions for the second loan. Always remember, these are all the conditions for your second loan. ठीक है, second loan में आपकी ये conditions हैं. ठीक है. Next is, which of the following conditions is mandatory for a PMEGP Mudra unit before applying for a second loan for upgradation? अगर आप second loan के लिए apply कर रहे हैं, we are asking you which of the following condition is mandatory. I am asking you to find out the mandatory condition. So unit must have completed at least 5 years. Unit should be located only in rural areas. Beneficiary must contribute 10%. Beneficiary must be under general category. Unit should be having at least 50 employees. Now, just in the previous questions, question we have talked about that what are the conditions that are required if you want to upgrade to the second loan. ठीक है, अगर आप upgradation के लिए second loan चाहते हैं, so in that case you have to ensure that beneficiary must contribute 10% of the project cost. ठीक है, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग में second loan के लिए कितना है आपका maximum project cost? 1 crores. For a service sector entity, what it is 25 lakhs. कितना है आपका? 25 lakhs. Right? Then you are having question 7. Under PMEGP, bank sanction what percentage of project cost to general category and what is the maximum permissible working capital component for manufacturing units? आपसे पूछा है कि banks कितना परसेंटेज ऑफ द प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट देंगे जनरल कैटेगरी को एंड व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल वर्किंग कैपिटल कंपोनेंट फॉर द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स. क्या है आपका मैक्सिमम परमिसिबल वर्किंग कैपिटल कंपोनेंट? Let's have a look. 80% of the project cost, 30% working capital. 90% of the project cost, 40% working capital. Right? 85% of the project cost, 35% working capital. So over here, remember first thing, they are talking about the manufacturing units and what is the category, what is the funding that you will be providing to the general category. So it is 90% of the project cost, right? And what is the working capital limit that you will be giving? 40% working capital limit has to be provided. So over here, project finance, let's have a look. So banks will sanction 90% to general category, 95% to special category of the project costs. Working capital component should be lesser than or equal to 40% for manufacturing, lesser than or equal to 60% for services trading. That means, it means that whatever funding we are providing you, जो भी हम आपको funds दे रहे हैं, out of that, this much of the amount you can use for the working capital requirements. जो भी हम आपको पैसा दे रहे हैं, उस पैसे में से इतना amount आप जो है अपने working capital के लिए use कर सकते हैं. Right, you can use for your working capital requirement. This is what the intention of this particular question is. Now next is what is the repayment schedule for PMEGP loans after the moratorium period, right? So over here 1 to 3, 2 to 5, 3 to 7, 5 to 10 or 7 to 12. What would be the correct answer over here? आपसे पूछा है what is the repayment schedule for PMEGP loans after the moratorium period. moratorium period के बाद में क्या आपका repayment schedule होना चाहिए? Correct answer would be over here 3 to 7 years. ठीक है, 3 से 7 साल. This is the timeline. Okay. Let's have a look. So loan sanctioned under the PMEGP, they have a repayment schedule of 3 to 7 years followed by an initial moratorium period. It is written over here, right? Normal interest rate would be applicable in project financing. Repayment schedule is going to be 3 to 7 years. So understood that. Now next question is what percentage of annual Prime Minister Employment Generation Program financial allocation can a state use for business और trading activities? कितना आप use कर सकते हैं? कितना आप use कर सकते हैं? So the correct answer over here is 10%. So a maximum of 10% allocation per year can be used by a state for business activities under PMEGP, right? See, obviously you have, whenever any kind of funds is allocated to you, you have certain purposes, like for example you have administrative work as well, and for that purpose it has been told over here that for trading activities you can use maximum of 10%. आप 10% use कर सकते हैं. Now what is the maximum subsidy which is available for manufacturing sector upgradation projects under PMEGP? Maximum subsidy क्या available है project upgradation के लिए? This we have already seen in our one of the previous questions. So the 15 lakhs and 20% is for the northeastern region. Maximum project cost which is permissible is 1 crore. So by just multiplying we know the answer that it is 15 lakhs and 20 lakhs in the northeastern region and hill states. Now next is what is the maximum admissible project cost under Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program for new units in the business or service sector. ठीक है, कितना मैक्सिमम एडमिसिबल कॉस्ट होगा नए यूनिट्स के लिए इन दी सर्विस सेक्टर, सो दैट वी हैव सीन इट इज 20 lakhs. This is for new units. Remember that this is for new units. For the upgradation purpose, what is the quantum? 25 lakhs in the services sector. ठीक है, services sector में कितना है? 25 lakhs. Now, how much amount is earmarked annually towards subsidy disbursement for upgradation of existing PMEGP units? सब्सिडी में हम कितना देंगे? 50 करोड़, 75 करोड़, 150 करोड़, 100 करोड़ और 200 करोड़. They are asking you what the government has earmarked. ठीक है, कितना अमाउंट गवर्नमेंट ने सेव करके रखा हुआ है? What is the amount over here? So the correct answer over here is 100 crores. So under PMEGP, 100 crores per year is something which has been earmarked for subsidy disbursement or for upgradation of the PMEGP units. Now, what is the admissible amount reimbursed by KVIC to training centers for conducting the entrepreneurship development program? कितना अमाउंट है जो KVIC देता है ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स को? 1500 to 2500 पर ट्रेनी, 2000 to 3500, 2500 to 4000, 3000 to 4500, or what is the limit in this particular case? So the correct answer over here is the amount remains within the tenure of your 2500 to 4000 rupees per trainee. Per trainee, what is the amount that goes for? 2500 to 4000 rupees per trainee. Remember that this is what the KVIC gives, and first question also we saw that which one of the following is the implementing agency. So you are going to remember that KVIC is the implementing agency. ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं. Now, what is the entrepreneurship development program training requirement under PMEGP? क्या है आपकी training requirement under PMEGP? 5 days for all projects, 10 days for all projects, 7 days for projects above 5 lakhs only. No training for projects lesser than 2 lakhs. 5 days for projects up to 5 lakhs, 10 days for projects above 5 lakhs. What shall be the condition over here? What shall be the condition over here? So the correct answer is this, right? So entrepreneurship development program training, EDP training, that depends on your project cost as well. ठीक है, ये आपके project cost पर भी dependent होती है. So there would be no training required for a project having a cost of less than or equal to 2 lakhs. It would be 5 days training for projects up to 5 lakhs, 10 days for projects above 5 lakhs, right? And EDP duration days, it also depends on project size. So this is what the exemption looks like. Now, out of this scheme, this is the last question that we are having. So under the Koir Uddami Yojana, now a part of PMEGP, remember that Koir Uddami Yojana is now a part of PMEGP, Employment Generation. Which agency implemented and which was the maximum project cost admissible? कौन से एजेंसी ने इम्प्लीमेंट किया है और मैक्सिमम प्रोजेक्ट कॉस्ट आपकी क्या होगी? इज इट KVIC, इज इट कोयर बोर्ड, इज इट NSIC, DIC, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ रूरल डेवलपमेंट? व्हाट इट इज? सो द आंसर इज कोयर बोर्ड and 25 lakhs. So this Koir Uddami Yojana, it was implemented by this Koir board and it was exclusively for Koir units with a maximum project cost of 25 lakhs. आपका maximum project cost क्या है? 25 lakhs. Remember the implementing agency and also remember the project cost. Now next is how many Koir units were targeted under the Koir Uddami Yojana? So we'll directly do this particular question. 1000 units. So a target of 1000 Koir units with a maximum project cost of 25 lakhs and subsidy rate of 15% to 35% as applicable to different categories. This was the target. Now we'll be talking about the CGT MSc. ठीक है, अब हम CGT MSc के बारे में बात करेंगे and this is the second most important scheme when we are talking about your Ministry of MSME. ठीक है, so the Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises. It was launched by the government of India in collab with which institution? कौन से institutions के साथ में आपने CGT MSc launch किया था government of India ने? So obviously undeniably it is going to be SIDBI, right? किसके साथ में? SIDBI के साथ में, SIDBI and government of India. Okay, what was the initial corpus and how it has been strengthened recently? पहले क्या था और फिर बाद में कितना बढ़ गया है? So out of this, look at it. What was initial amount and how it has been increased? Correct answer is 7,500 crore. It was initially 7,000 crore was contributed by government of India, right? 500 crore was contributed by SIDBI, and later on 9,000 crore infusion was there in the union budget also, right? So that is the correct answer. Fine. Now it enables the additional 2 lakh crores collateral free guaranteed credit. Next question is, which of the following are eligible to act as a member lending institution under the CGT MSc? So there are two questions after this. Also one question I have added, which gives you a clear understanding that which of the entities are included and which of the following are not included. So over here, all scheduled commercial banks listed, regional rural cooperative banks, small finance, microfinance institution, development financial institution, all of the above. Who all are eligible to act as the member lending institution under the CGT MSc? So the correct answer is all of the following. ये सारे के सारे ही. Now please have a look on to the who can act as member lending institution. कौन act कर सकता है member lending institutions की तरह? So under CGT MSc, your commercial banks, either PSU, private or foreign. Please have attention to foreign banks. Selected regional rural, scheduled urban cooperative banks, non-scheduled urban cooperative banks, state cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks, small finance bank, microfinance institutions, right? And additionally, the following institutions are also included as eligible institutions like SIDBI, NSIC, Northeastern Development Financial Corporation Limited. ठीक है, ये तीन इंस्टीट्यूशंस ये भी आपके जो है मेंबर लेंडिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन की तरह आइडेंटिफाई होते हैं. नाउ SIDBI, if this comes in one of the options, this can be a confusing one for you. ठीक है, आपके लिए हो सकता है ये confusing हो जाए, so just please be sure about it. Next is question number 20. Which one of the following institution is not included as a member lending institution? Now दिस इज द सेम क्वेश्चन बट इन अ नेगेटिव डोमेन कि भाई कौन सा इसमें जो है इंक्लूडेड नहीं होगा. दैट इज स्टेट कोऑपरेटिव, डिस्ट्रिक्ट सेंट्रल कोऑपरेटिव, पेमेंट्स बैंक, नॉन शेड्यूल्ड अर्बन कोऑपरेटिव, स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक. ठीक है, कौन सा होगा इसमें? सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज योर पेमेंट्स बैंक. ठीक है, कौन सा इंस्टीट्यूशन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट इंक्लूडेड एज द मेंबर लेंडिंग इंस्टीट्यूशन अंडर द CGT MSc? सो ऑल द अदर लाइक योर कोऑपरेटिव्स, small finance bank is also included, but your payment bank is not included. ठीक है, और ये वैसे भी पता चलता है because payments bank are not allowed to lend. Yes, correct. So payments bank, they are not allowed to lend. So how they can be a member lending institution? They can never be a member lending institution. ठीक है, चलिए आगे देखते हैं. Under credit guarantee scheme, what is the maximum collateral free credit covered by CGT MSc for a single eligible MSc borrower through public sector banks, private banks and the foreign banks? So this we have already covered previously as well. 50 lakhs, 2 crore, 5 crore, 10 crore or 20 crore, right? So this we have already covered. Just a second. So under the credit guarantee scheme 1, what is the maximum limit of credit coverage for small finance bank, regional rural bank, state financial institution or cooperative banks? So it is 200 lakhs, right? 200 lakhs. Next you have credit guarantee scheme 1 banks. This the trust covers the credit facilities extended by member lending institution and it is not exceeding 10 crores for the not exceeding 200 lakhs for the small finance bank, not exceeding 50 lakhs for the microfinance institutions, right? So next is for microfinance institutions, they have asked me what is the limit and it is going to be 50 lakhs. Next is, just a second. For NBFCs, what is the maximum credit facility limit which is covered for the MSE borrowers? This is for credit guarantee scheme, right? And over here, the coverage has to be 500 lakhs, right? So under the scheme part 2, the non-banking financial companies, they can extend the coverage up to 500 lakhs. So above this 200 lakhs to 500 lakhs, it requires a primary security as well. Then you have credit guarantee scheme 3, that is co-lending model. What is the maximum coverage available for secured credit facilities extended jointly by two member lending institutions to a single borrower? So over here we are talking about the co-lending, where there are two lenders who are giving to a single borrower, right? And they are giving this jointly. So we are talking about the co-lending under the credit guarantee scheme. Third, that is co-lending model, and over here the limit is 200 lakhs, right? So trust shall cover the credit facilities which are extended by a pair of member lending institution to single eligible borrower, not exceeding 200 lakhs for the credit facility which is secured by way of primary security, right? So next is for working capital loans which are covered under the CGTMSE. जो working capital loan है जो CGTMSE में कवर है, व्हाट इज द गारंटी कवरेज पीरियड? आपका गारंटी कवरेज पीरियड यहाँ पे क्या है? 5 years और ब्लॉक ऑफ 5 years, 3 years फिक्स्ड, 2 years फिक्स्ड, 10 years फिक्स्ड और until 50% ऑफ द लोन इज रीपेड. व्हाट इज द आंसर? वर्किंग कैपिटल लोन्स के लिए हमारा गारंटी कवरेज पीरियड क्या है? श्योर अबाउट इट? Sure about it? So yes, the correct answer is 5 years or a block of 5 years which is renewable whereafter. So working capital loan is extended, so the guarantee cover, it is going to be 5 years, right? This and it shall be updated in the block of 5 years only. What under the hybrid security model of CGTMSE, only collateralized loans are covered, only unsecured loans are covered, both collateralized and unsecured parts are covered. Unsecured portion of credit up to 10 crores can be covered, and the secured portion is guaranteed while unsecured is not covered. So what is the model? What is the model over here? If I am talking about the hybrid security model of the CGTMSE, which one of the following is going to be the correct answer? So yes, the correct answer is this one. Right, in hybrid security, member lending institutions can take the collateral while the remaining unsecured portion would be covered. Now under CGTMSE, what is the guarantee coverage for the micro small enterprises in northeastern region, Jammu Kashmir and Ladakh for loans between 5 lakh and 50 lakhs? This we have done, right? So the answer is 80%. This we have done previously also. I wanted to show you the table, but I guess the table has not been added. So for the MSMEs which are in the northeastern region, JNK and Ladakh, the guarantee coverage is going to be 80% for loans between 5 lakhs and 50 lakhs. Coverage is 75% of the loans above 50 lakhs and up to 10 crores. Okay? So if it is between 5 lakhs and 50 lakhs, the guarantee coverage is going to be 80%. And if it goes beyond 50 lakhs, then the guarantee coverage is 75%. This is an important question for the MSMEs in identified credit deficient districts. What additional guarantee coverage is provided by the RBI over the applicable rates? तो जो हमारी एप्लीकेबल रेट्स हैं उसके ऊपर हम क्या एडिशनल गारंटी कवर देंगे आपको इन द आइडेंटिफाइड क्रेडिट डेफिशिएंट डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स? गुड. This is 5% additional coverage. So in identified credit deficient districts, an additional 5% guarantee coverage is provided over the applicable rates. So if you have 75% but the district is in credit deficient area, it is going to become 80%. Yes, 5% is the correct answer. Then you have under CGTMSE, what is the annual guarantee fee for loans up to 10 lakhs? Annual guarantee fee क्या होगी for loans up to 10 lakhs? What is the annual guarantee fee? It is 0.37. So up to 10 lakhs, the standard fee is 0.37. Now, what is the AGF rate for loans above 50 lakhs and up to 1 crore for CGT MSE? Again, the condition related to the amount changes, and they have asked you what is the standard guarantee fee above 50 lakhs and up to 1 crore. So, the correct answer is 0.60. ठीक है, 0.60%. So, for the loans above 50 lakhs and up to 1 crore, the AGF rate is 0.60. Now, what is the maximum discount allowed? What is the maximum discount allowed in the annual guarantee fee under the CGT MSE? क्या होगा maximum discount? 10%, 20%, 25%, 30% or 50%? Correct answer is 30%. So member lending institutions, they can avail maximum 30% discount in the annual guarantee fee through relaxations based on social category, geography or Z certification, but the discount will remain 30%. And under CGT MSE, which of the following categories are eligible for a 10% relaxation? So Z certified MSE, women and SC/ST, borrowers from northeastern region, persons with disability, all of the above categories. कौन सा कैटेगरी यहाँ पे आएगा जिसको हम 10% रिलैक्सेशन देंगे एनुअल गारंटी फी में? So for all of the above, a 10% concession is available, like categories like women, SC/ST, Agniveer, transgender, geographic like Sikkim, UT of J&K, Ladakh, aspirational districts, credit deficient districts, MSE status, right? But the maximum combined discount is 30%. ठीक है, maximum combined discount is 30%. Okay. Then you have under CGT MSE, claim settlement is normally done in how many installments? Single installment, second installment, 2 installments, 3 installments, single installments or single installment of 90%. Which of the following would be the correct one? So claim settlement is normally done in how many installments? Correct answer is 2 installments, 75% first and 25% later. So claim settlement is given in 2 installments. First of all, eligibility amount in first installment is going to be 75% and 25% is going to be in the second installment. Next is under CGT MSE, the claim settlement can be made in single installment, but the extent of coverage guarantee would be reduced. How much is the guarantee coverage reduced in such cases? कितना आपका कम हो जाएगा? Tell me, what is the percentage that would be reduced? So it is 15%. So claim settlement can be done with a 15% reduction in the guarantee coverage. ठीक है? 75, 60, 80, 65%. Okay, so these many questions I wanted to discuss today. Now answering your question. Yes, you can, Shubham, take those questions for SIDB as well. But remember one thing, for SIDB, the questions that we will be uploading for your schemes part and the MSME part, those are most important, even more than GA MCQs in my opinion, right? So your first priority should be these questions. In your course, you will have these MSME questions, not just these many, but there will be more questions. So just do that as well. Okay? Is that fine? So that is it in this class. Thank you so much for joining in.